Sean, tell us about the role of VR in the future of entertainment, perhaps a bit beyond games.
Okay, VR is this fantastic new solution. It places you in a world that you can completely create or completely film somewhere else. It's going to be a very, very good way of communicating existing experiences. So obviously it started in video games, but it'd be great for being in a rock concert. You could also be on stage in the concert. You could be playing alongside Mick and Keith. You could go and watch your favourite theatre show. You can maybe go on stage in your favourite theatre show, or you can just sit actually live in amongst the audience while you're doing it. Its main thing that it brings is a sort of sense of being there, presence, and then a much more accurate sense of your location amongst the other things around you. So that's obviously useful for gaming, but it's useful for anything where immediacy is good. But it's good at other things as well. So I saw a brilliant thing that the Wellcome Institute had created with the help of some software developers, where they were using the fact that you can move through 3 or 4 dimensions at the same time as a way of spotting possible parallels in medical data. So if you've got 1,000 different sorts of enzymes to look at and 10 different possible diseases to look at, that's impossible just looking at numbers on a page. But if you place them in a 3-dimensional space and start walking through it, you can spot them much more quickly. And I asked them, how does this change? Because we've always had computer programs can spot patterns. How does this change the way you do research? And I was saying this to the guy, and he said, well, we used to send off one theory every 3 months to the big supercomputer, and it would come back. I can now run 150 theories a day. So, the benefits from accelerated learning will be amazing. It's got uses as an educational tool. It's going to be huge. The only barrier to current adoption, there are 2. One is there aren't enough people yet, and so it's not quite worth it yet to create either these entertainment experiences or these educational ones. And then at the same time, it's just too expensive. So what you can see behind me is the PlayStation one. That's 350 quid, and you need to have a PlayStation. The Oculus Rift is 500 quid, but you also need a really good video card. And the same with the HTC Vive. So they're slightly at the top end of the market, and punters aren't quite willing to take the punt just yet. Give it a couple of years and it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So perhaps in a couple of years' time, do you think there are very legitimate advertising and branded content opportunities around VR?
There will be. There definitely will be. The only thing that's holding advertisers back now is the current size of the audience isn't big enough to attract their interest. They should start looking soon, because the people who've got them are rich. They like new technology. They are adaptable to new things. They're the kind of people you want to advertise to. And as soon as that builds up, I think it's probably about 5 million now, as soon as that gets up to sort of globally 10, 15, 20 million, they'll be well worth advertising to. And they will then find VR ways of talking to them and showing them new things in VR related to brands that will really, really punch through in a way that legacy media just can't do. Legacy media, I said it.
Sean, thanks so much.
My pleasure.